is Tom Cloud with an update on what's going on in precious metals. I want to start out by saying, here's we do this on July the 6th. The price of silver is up 45% for the calendar year 2016. Gold is up 29%, and certainly we've had breakouts above resistant levels. People are calling saying, when's it going to come back? I want to get in at certain levels. And the problem is, it's going to be the physical metal shortage. We're already starting to see it. Over the weekend, we saw in Hong Kong lines 2 and 3 blocks long to buy physical silver for cash in Hong Kong. We're seeing the exchange in Beijing, China, breaking records every month since they opened back in April. Every month, the volume has gone up. So what we're seeing is the physical metal disappear while Americans are sitting around, the ones that are interested, which is very few, is to see if it's going to pull back again. People, that's not going to be the issue. The issue is going to be is whether you can get it and get out a fiat currency that's going to be doubled. And this is by conservative economists that we've heard from, that the money supply is going to double again the next 4 to 6 years. And then you've got M2 money supplies in the United States are not 12 trillion, but 20 or 24 trillion, and the same thing rest around the world. You've got to get out of paper fiat currencies, and we can go through the banking system and what's going to happen with the petrol currency and what's going on between Saudi Arabia, China, US, and that's a whole different thing. But let me tell you, it affects what I do. It affects your net worth and your family's net worth for a long time to come. Some of the questions that came in that I want to jump on is, how's business now? It's still the same. We're doing orders the size we haven't done in years. I'm talking about $3, $4, $5 million plus orders where big money is moving because they understand it. The little guy is still scared to death and is afraid. When you just think, if you're in a money market in your money, if you had moved into silver January 1st, you'd be up 45% or roughly 42%, even counting the commission you paid us. And yet, if you leave it in the bank, it'll take 100 years to equal what's done in 6 months in silver. You've got to take some kind of risk or you're going to be left behind. Your money is being devalued every day in paper, that it stays in paper. You've got to try to take some calculated risk to move up. So yes, the other thing is that we are starting to see delays. We usually don't see delays till September, and then they're short. We're seeing up to 2-week delays on COMEX silver bars right now, and we had delays on 1 ounce COMEX gold bars about 2 weeks ago. We're back caught up for right now. So this is something that's going to continue, and you've got to continue to watch. We want to talk about our storage program that you're all familiar with. You've got the electronic brochure. If you request it from us, you can call us at 800-247-2812. We can send you the electronic brochure. But I'm talking to those people out there that are already using storage facilities and paying more than 30 basis points. Come over, buy $10,000 worth of gold or silver from us, and then you have the right to move what you already own to your account, and you'll only pay 30, 20, or 30 basis points from then on. So we're going to save you a lot of money by you, and all you have to do to become a client is purchase $10,000 combination of gold and silver, or gold or silver, either one, but it allows you to enter our program and then move other metals you have to there, and you'll be charged either the 20 basis points if it's within my little room, or 30 basis points if you want your own account there that doesn't is not stored with my stuff, even though it's in your name and is yours confidentially. So I wanted to store that. The other thing I want to remind you is we are transparent. We charge you 2.5% above our cost. Our cost being the spot price plus the premium we pay to the major wholesaler, plus our commission, And we pay the postage, we pay the insurance, and we charge you nothing on the back end. That's the most important thing. If you do find somebody on the front end that will match our deal, then they charge you on the back end. So we're here to tell you with full transparency, that's our commission, period. 2.5% on gold, 3% on silver. We pay the postage and insurance, and there's no back end fees. There's no one in the industry that's going to give you a better deal that knows what they're doing. We also have, I want to mention that on July 20th, I'll be doing a webinar for Steve. We'll be joined by Vic Pertain, someone I've known and have great respect for, that'll be on this webinar that we'll be doing. And more figures or more time slots that's be coming. Steve will be putting it out as we get a little bit closer, but it'll be early evening, and we'll have a webinar, and it won't be a real long one. It'll just be to answer your questions, because you have got to make important decisions that will affect your family's wealth for decades to come. And now's the time to take that percentage and move into these assets, gold and silver, physical. Get away from the ETFs. You're paying 50 or 45 basis points for gold, for silver, and 40 or 35 basis points for silver or gold, and you don't even own the metal. You're paying storage fees for paper. So, you've got to get over to where you've got gold and silver, whether in your hand or in our warehouse program, that's got your name on it. You belong, it belongs to you, and you have access to it. But you'll have the opportunity on July the 20th, type questions into the question box to me or Steve, and we will answer those questions for you and hopefully get a grip to where you can better understand what's going on. We've covered just about everything on here except the last question someone wanted to know is, if you're paying, pick a number, say you're paying $2.25 for over spot for a Canadian 1 ounce silver maple leaf, and you're paying $2.85 to $2.95 for an eagle, and you can buy a silver round for $1.30. Certainly, when you sell on the back end what we call a sovereign coin, you don't get more. But still, when you look at what you pay and what you could get tomorrow, there's very little difference. Certainly, the Canadian maple leaf right now is a much better deal than the silver eagle. The premium keeps going up on the silver eagles. But so even though you get more in what you pay, you've got a more per ounce to break even with the silver eagle than you do with the silver maple leaf. So if you want a sovereign coin, I would go with the Canadian maple leaf right now. But still, it's hard to beat the silver rounds. They're pure silver. They're 3 or 4 different designs, and you can get them like $1.70 cheaper than a silver eagle. So I still like those. Because something is quote you call it a legal tender coin. We've already seen in court hearings or cases that you cannot deposit a silver eagle in the U.S. banking system and get credit for it. So it's really not even legal tender. People call it legal tender, but you can't redeem it with the government. So currently it's not even legal tender. So you just look at the best of what fits you. Are you trying to accumulate more ounces? Are you looking for something to barter with in case of emergency? So all these, you'll have the opportunity to ask us more direct questions on July the 20th. The last thing I want to mention that is the biggest change in my world are the financial planners, money managers, finally starting to get on the boat. Just think, back in 2008, not 1% of money managers were recommending gold. They're in the business of recommending investments, and the best investment by far the last 16 years has been gold and silver. Gold's up from 256 to 1370. Stock market's up 60% total. One's gone up 500 some percent, one's gone up 60, and they still don't recommend it. But we're finally starting to see some very sizable orders coming in where financial advisors, even though they can't sell it, they want to help their client. If you've got a financial advisor that's not putting you into gold or silver, I would be looking at a different financial advisor. Because, I mean, there's no question in my mind, for the next 10 years, 5 years, gold and silver are going to continue to kill the stock market as an investment. We're not saying put all your money in gold and silver, but 15 or 20%, if you want to keep 50% in stocks. But I will bet you a steak dinner, you'll have a lot better performance in gold and silver over the next 5 years and 10 years. Read Steve's latest 2 newsletters posted on his website, and you'll see people like Steve, people like me, people like other people I won't mention, but many others are saying the same thing. So your question is doing your homework now while you still have the opportunity to get a 3 or 4 or 5 bagger in times over what you put in currently. So I look forward to being on the webinar with you. If you want to talk to us now, you can reach us at 800-247-2812. You can talk to Dan or Kathleen or myself. Dan's been with me 20 years and Kathleen over 5. So they're very well versed on what's going on. And if you're interested in getting into a self-directed precious metals IRA, we'll guide you through that maze also. So once again, you can reach us at 800-247-2812. This is Tom Cloud signing off till we meet again in 2 weeks.